Now will it show up? Oh my god. Am I in? I think I'm fucking in, boys. Holy crap, I can use the internet. Let's go. Now let's just post it somewhere. Where am I gonna put it? Raiders Hangout, there you go. Fucking sexy shit.
That is the wrong link.
Is that the wrong link? Fuck! Almost. Obviously this isn't for you guys. This is just for the other ones. How do I... Oh no, that's the wrong one. Oh, fuck it. I'll find the link afterwards. I can't deal with this right now. I'm too handicapped for this. Now let me share my screen as well. Awesome. Is the quality okay? Because my fucking...
Yeah, it's cool.
That's good.
Yeah, decent. Right, before we get too much further, I just want to say, one, it's reset day. We all want to be doing M0s, I get it, so can try and keep it fairly brief. Well, not as brief as possible, it is a bit of a conversation. But yeah, the intent of what we're going to do here is just run through the raid plans and just, I mean, the raid plans for Heroic are just mostly general information as to what to do, rather than a specific, as a guild, we're going to do this exactly or we're going to do that exactly. It's fucking Heroic at the end of the day. But Mythic will be a lot more involved. That's why we're going to do like 3 to 4 bosses next week on their own for Mythic, and we're going to really go into detail and see what we can work out for them. This one's just to make sure we've captured anything, and if people have got things that they've seen or whatever, we're just going to literally write it down on the raid plans and everyone's going to be happy and we're going to get everything in there. So, that being said, can everyone see? Does everyone have eyes?
Yep.
Awesome. Sweet. We'll try and run through these fairly quickly. So, first boss is Toe Jam. He's going to mark 3 areas on the ground. We're just going to do a 1 and 3 split. Soak 1, Soak 2. The last one stays. There's some fucking ads and we kill the ads, right? There's some dodgy circles and there's some dodgy lines, and that's basically it. Is there... I haven't really seen a hard and fast, this is the most optimal way to break the shit on the floor, but I don't think it really matters. Is there anyone that's watched anything that says, hey, this is the most optimal way to play tic-tac-toe? Because I don't know.
I mean, it's reversed tic-tac-toe, but the 3 that you have marked right now, if we have those basically active and the opposite side of those 3 active, then we are safe. We can do 6 max. But if that's only if we keep middle free at all times.
Yes, yeah. So you'd do like this one, and this one as well, right? Yeah.
Yes, if we don't get the entire middle line, then that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Has anyone seen if there's a good way to bait these as well? From what I saw, it was completely random spawn, but has anyone seen anything that calls me a liar and they think that they've seen a way to bait them into positions you want? Big question mark.
No.
No.
Only seen the starting position to always be on the edge like that.
Yeah, I think this is always the first position, but after that, God knows. I think it might relate to how you delete these and which ones you delete as to which set goes second, but that is complete speculation. If anyone does see anything, let me know quickly. Obviously, we're all going to be watching Race to World first, like constantly, all day when it comes out, so we'll see what they do. But yeah, if anyone sees anything, do let me know quickly or write it in the channel. By the way, if you hadn't noticed, the channels are up right at the bottom. I should probably drag drag it up, but yeah, I've put all the raid plans and discussion channel right at the bottom of the Discord for now, so we can write any info we see in there, even if it's outside the stream. Good times, that is boss number 1. So boss number 2, are we in? We can see, yeah, we've got Teros, or whatever his name is. It looks like there's a pushback at the start that's like instant AoE ramp damage. I don't know. I've not really looked into ways to deal with it. I mean, it's heroics, which probably doesn't matter, but it will for mythic. But there probably is certain classes that can defensive and stuff like that to have it up at the start of the fight, but also have it running. I'm thinking people that have like shields and stuff like that. I don't know if it's really on a defensive by defensive basis, but because there's instant ramp in AoE damage, it might be something where we have to do like pre-pull technologies to have the healers ready to go, or have our defensives running and up ready to press again. I don't know if anyone's seen anything like that, and any wild tech with healing or stuff like that.
Just a longer pull timer then, so they can run better.
Yeah. Let's fucking write that.
I don't think it's gonna be nothing crazy. There is no way they put like a crazy healing check at the start.
Yeah, I think that normally just react to it, so I think it should be fine.
Sweet, yeah. I guess the possibility might just be defensive on pull, right? I mean,
yeah, we will see how it goes. I
mean, I
suppose
suppose
we will know.
I suppose there's last on pull as well, right? So that does put you in a better position. Or I assume last on pull, maybe some weird shit happens. So I think best case is to split groups. I did look at a team that was trying to do everything one side and then run to the other and do everything the other side. And well, their intention was, if you have all the ads on one side at low health, you can just see which way he's going to do the beam and just kill the ads on the right side and then ignore the ads on the other side, because they literally don't matter. I mean, they had varying effects on that. I just don't think they were very good at keeping the ads low health without killing them. But it looks like, at least on normal and heroic, we're going to be splitting the groups. And that might be a thing on mythic, unless anyone's seen more of what I just talked about, of people just killing one side. I don't know. Has anyone seen that shit or not?
No, sounds clunky.
Yeah, well...
How do you know the fixates will go on each group, though?
Isn't that a good question? I don't know how they were exactly dealing with it. But basically, they just had the ads at like 10% HP in the middle, and then when the boss decided a side to fire his laser, they all ran to the side, killed the ads on the side because they were fixating, ran through the broken wall, and then I mean, as it turned out, some of them got hit by a laser and some of them got to the side into safety, but it seems like if there's a massive ad check, it's probably something that will happen in the race 12 first, where they'll only try and kill one set of ads, and in normal guilds, even on Mythic, will just kill both sides. But be warned, I have seen some weird tech like that happening. And like, obviously, if you can only kill 3 of the ads, or not have to split the group and stuff like that, you probably will get more boss dam on as well. So just interesting shit there. Oh mate, so you've got the dodgy donuts of doom from Grim Totem, or insert other boss here. Did Smolderon have dodgy donuts of doom? I can't remember. Either way, only thing that's important is if you're a long range boy like Damo is going to sit here at the back and you can ignore the whole mechanic. So
Love that.
Yeah, so I mean, it is going to be a mess if you've got like got these little fucking ads in the corner, right, and you're here trying to kill them and kite them onto the side and then running out and in again. Probably a bit of a mess, but you absolutely can max range them. I should probably write that in there. But otherwise, it's just dodgy donuts of doom, right? I don't think there's much to talk about. Do like stop me and interrupt me if you've seen any good tech on the boss that I haven't talked about. Yeah, I will just talk for England, so do just interrupt me and talk over me, and I'm all good with that. This is basically just obviously what we were talking about, kill the ads on the... Oh no, I've just ruined this. No. Okay, we're back. Just kite ads onto the wall and kill them. Obviously, there's probably some questions here, which is, do we need to do 2 and 2 or 3 and 3? I don't know what it will be based on group size, or whether it's always... I believe it's probably always 3-3. But this is a question that is raised. I don't know if anyone's seen a deterministic answer for that. And then the big question is, will there be an auto assign as to which way we need to drag the ads? I think this fight gets quite a lot more difficult if we have to... If I've got a manual call which way people are going. We'll see on that. I don't know if anyone's seen anything that looks to be like a raid add-on that's going to auto-assign this shit. Probably not, right?
I think you have to eyeball it.
Yeah, I'm hoping against that. But yeah, it does mean that if we start eyeballing it, we've got to start being careful of how the groups split, just in case fucking everyone that's assigned is in group 1, etc, etc. But I think... yeah, I think we're just going to need to eyeball it, unfortunately. What a life. Probably going to make this a lot rougher than it has to be. I think already having to take the fixate, dodge the dodgy donuts, and the big circles on the ground and the small circles on the ground, standing here on these sides, if you're Damo again and you're sat here in the corner, it's going to be a fucking rough time. And I think people probably shouldn't be complacent about how rough that's going to be. I think it's going to be way worse than it looks in a video to actually be in there doing it. So I guess that's like the most important thing I think about this fight overall. So he does the shoot to whoop laser. I haven't seen anything that sort of lets you know whether it's deterministic or not, which way he goes. I don't know if anyone has, if anyone's seen any like speculative, the boss will do this or this. I don't know. Guess not, but I think there is a possibility that there's a line of code in the boss mechanics to say, hey, spawn it opposite the first wall they break every time, or spawn it the same side as the first wall they break every time, or something weird like that. So it may turn out that you focus kill one side and then run to the other and kill the other side and wait for the laser to come because you know that it's going to be second side, or vice versa. We'll have to see what go. And that's it. I mean, there is another AoE here before you repeat the whole thing again. So you go back into this AoE, but I think that's it. I don't know if anyone's seen anything on the boss, any useful tech, anything like, even if it's like class specific stuff that you think makes a big difference, it might be worth.
I think RLE is gonna be full of talk in like week or two.
Yeah,
leader
true,
actions, I mean.
true. Yeah. I think for a lot of these things, right, nothing's set in stone until we watch splits, right? And by the time we come to the raid, we'll have watched like 6 or 8 heroic clears already by the other guilds, so
Yeah.
I'm not too worried about it, but at the same time, it's just keeping an eye out for anything that happens, right? And then seeing if there's the good shit going on. Yeah, I guess that's it for Teresi. We've made some changes, though. Look at that. Fucking big W's. Again, if you see anything in the coming weeks, just any information being dumped in these raid channels is really good. Where's it gone? Oh, someone else has already moved it. Thank you, Jordal, whoever did that. Holy. Yeah, I thought I fucked it for a second then. Salad bar Mark II. I guess this is probably the first boss we get to where, not talking about heroic, but on mythic, we're probably going to heavily favour split cleavers in our comp, just because that's the entire fight. Sorry, this one's probably a bit more condensed than the other raid plans, just because there's not a lot that happens, but it all happens at once. So we get 2 lasers. Oh, sorry. He lasers 2 markers, and we get these 2 ads that we have to kill separately. There are these caster ads that we've got to kick. I think on heroic, that's just going to be a free kick. That's going to be a, if you're that side of the room, kick the ad, and then honestly, I'd be more excited to see what happens if we don't assign kicks. If just no one turns around and kicks the ad, that'd be more interesting than kicking it great first time. I think they're probably free assigned. People are going to be in that area of the room, and people can kick where they want. Because there's only one set each time anyway, so I don't think it matters if you overlap kicks at all. Obviously, the orbs will go into the boss. Got to kill them one at a time. We're probably going to use, instead of having like Havoc split cleavers or Priest split cleavers, etc., etc., we're probably going to have Havoc cleavers hitting this one and then taking this one as low as possible, rather than hitting this one and boss and then this one and boss. Because I think we want to kill this second one almost immediately after the second debuff drops off, so we can get maximum boss uptime possible. I would imagine there's no auto assign for it. It's not going to tell you kill green, kill blue, or whatever. So we're probably, I'm going to have to call that, / it might be a situation where someone in raid with raid assist can just skull marker 1 and we know what we're doing. Very high likelihood that you're going to say you kill this blue one first, you're then going to pull the boss all the way over here, and then kill the second one as it's travelling all the way across. That's it, really. Teaching you to suck eggs a little bit. Again, I've written it that it might be auto-assigned, but this is probably another instance where we've actually got to call something. You could just go and run to the edge and then call for your dispel. I doubt that the debuff's going to show up on healer frames, so they know exactly who's going to do it. Even if it does, they're not going to know where you are in the raid, so I think you're probably going to have to just call it for yourself. Obviously, with these going in, there will probably be a second line of them by the end of the fight, which is going to mean we can't directly pull down to here because there's going to be loads of purple in the way. So we either have to pull down to the bottom or maybe kite around the room like madmen. Who knows? I don't know if anyone, especially a healer, has seen anything more about these assigns and what we do with them.
Nothing on my side, not yet.
No, nice. I mean, that's just it then. What have we got? Oh yeah, got some Lysandre stars, like just don't shoot it at the group. I think we need to do a little bit better than everyone did on Lysandre to actually be like, oh, this is me, let me line this up so it doesn't get shot all the way at the group. Like, oh fuck me. Like this one's okay, that one was pretty bad. This one would also be in a bad spot. You'd want to move a little bit down here so it doesn't shoot into the group, but it's just normal crap, right? What else is there? Oh yeah, so you get 2 rotations of killing orbs, and then there's like some Dawnbreaker spinny circle damage amp. What was the other one that did it? Gallywix at the start did the same shit. It's a spinny circle damage amp, right? Pals, yeah. And then we repeat. Someone's flicking through their fucking book. I've got them. Has anyone else seen anything about this fight on Heroic that I've missed? Anyone got some interesting shit they want to share? Any wild tech? Other warlocks swapping destruction from demo on this fight? Who knows?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I will anyway.
I'd imagine so. Yeah, I just I think this is probably one of those bosses where it's gonna have a lot of nuances when you get in there. Even though it's a third boss, it's just gonna be something that's gonna be extra from what you think. So another interesting one. I think learning where the damage phases are in this is going to be really important, and because loads of shit happens sort of spread, and like the cadence of all of the mechanics happening is quite quick on this boss, so is probably a fight where we're going to have to be super on top of personals, especially week one, because we're not going to know exactly where to put the healing cooldowns, because we won't know where the highest damage events are week one. So yeah, this is
There is at least some damage explosion when we kill the orb.
Yes, yeah, you got a damage explosion when you kill the orb. I believe there's pulse and AoE damage when you do the spinny circle of doom here. And yeah, obviously these dispels are going to take targeted damage, but it's just the cadence of abilities is quite high, and I think until, like, obviously for Mythic we're going to have a locked in set of healing cooldowns. For Heroic, even maybe week 2 we might have something rough assigned in there, but for week 1 we just don't really know where it is, and it'll just be a piecemeal effort to put some CDs in roughly the right places so people aren't overlapping. So it's just going to be one of those situations where self-survivability is going to be super important compared to other bosses on first week, I think.
I think on the first week we just need to make sure that we don't kill the orbs too fast after each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's probably... it really depends on how much health they've got on release, but it could be a situation where we blast them both, leave one at 10%, and then leave it for executors, and then the executors can decide to smash the second one when it's there, and everyone else can just stick on boss after that. Is my hopes and dreams anyway. We'll see what happens when we actually get there. Probably overthinking it, leaving it for executors and stuff like that, but I think where we've got a shitload of time in Heroic Week and nothing to do, just donked my fucking ankle. I think it's probably worth putting in good practices that we're going to take going forwards. So I reckon in Mythic there'll definitely be executors and stuff going on here. Got the double dragons again. Just like I said on the last one, who would have thought it? You got 2 dragons in complete opposite corners of the map. Destruction Warlocks and Shadow Priests, once again, they're back in there. It's just like fucking Liberation of Underminer all over again. If you're a Warlock or a Priest, you're having a good time. If you're not, get fucked. So what have we got? This was a really, really simple fight from for this. So there is a frontal that is done by this boss. Now this is already where it looks like it gets tech and interesting. So this does obviously quite high pulse and AoE damage, right? There's a target frontal, it targets a range player. Obviously we want to get that range player to walk out in front of Big Black Boss, but I will talk a bit more about why this frontal itself is really useful in a second. Oh, maybe it's this laser. I might have fucking lied. It's this laser. It's the tank laser. It's not this one. Ignore me. So, when the tank laser starts, you can basically stack up around the middle. You don't want to be overlapped because it's got pulsating damage. I probably should have put little circles here. But basically, you're going to spawn loads of ads underneath you. We'll probably put evokers roughly around the outside, so you'll have an evoky boy here, I don't know who else has got hunters have got bursting shot, right? We'll put a hunter there. I don't know, you might have a fucking boomkin druid, so you might put a druid here, right? And then they will be in charge of knocking in any stragglers, and just you'll have DK grips gripping this all into the center, right? And we'll just blast it all. So what I was talking about is you get slowed as you run into this situation here. Now, obviously, we can stampede and roar and stuff like that. Let everyone get into their positions. It's good. I believe there's a suck after this as well. Yeah, this suck is the really important thing. So as soon as you spawn this shit on the ground, you get a massive slow on you, and then the suck really bad because obviously you just got to run away and pop it. But if you walk into this line, it makes you immune from movement impairing effects for a short while, almost like it was intentionally done specifically for the fact that you can negate the suck in here. And if you're a little legs class like a priest or a DK or I don't know, whatever else, right? There is a possibility that you might need to utilize this to get the fuck out. Obviously, we will have evoker rescues and stuff assigned as well, so you don't need to take frontal hits and GTFO in most situations, or like paladin freedoms and stuff as well. However, there is a possibility that this frontal is really important, and we might have to do something weird like we'll stack up here, dip our toes in, and then run to the center. Who knows? That is a big questionable for later in the fight. Anyone seen any other tech on these little bits? Maybe they've seen something that validates or invalidates my idea of running in the frontal, or have seen anything different than just grouping up and blasting these ads. W shit. Right, let's keep on going. So yeah, obviously we're going to be getting dragged in whilst the ads are up, so it's going to be pretty rough to kill the ads whilst doing a big run at the same time. We're going to have to just blast it. I'm sure in Heroic it'll be absolutely fine, but it's just something to keep your mind on for when we get into Mythic as to how you can optimize your damage in this little period here, just so when we get into Mythic we save as much time as possible. Gonna have either 2 or 3 groups to soak the orb, depends on how long it takes the debuff to expire. Basically, you stand in the way, take some damage. When 5 people have done that, it turns blue. You can do 8 people maximum, I believe, and then it gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but I haven't got it listed. It does a big circle on the ground when it explodes. The size of the circle is entirely dependent on how many people soak it. So if only 5 people soak it, it's going to look like this and eat fucking shitloads of the room. And it'll only look like this if all 8 people soak it. The amount of people that soak it really is dependent on the amount of damage it does, and how much we need, how much time we need is probably something that will be a little bit variable. But I'd imagine you just soak with a minimum 5 and let it explode in the corner and just kill the bosses before the room's full. Is what I'd expect to be the case.
You can't
Do we
send
know
the
if
orbs to the same spot, because orbs can hit each other as well.
Oh, so when this goes to the end, it explodes and gets big. No, you are right. You are right.
So tanks have to make sure that it gets the orbs get sent to other positions.
Yeah.
does it scale with group, like a group? If you have like 10 people, 8 people need to soak it, or like how does it work?
I believe it doesn't scale, and it's 5 minimum, 8 maximum. No, that was a good fucking comment. Good spot on that. So, yeah, that's good shit. Yeah, I'd imagine if they do 5 minimum and 8 maximum, that they'll always have it like that, and it won't be scaled. So in 10-man groups, you have half the raid soak one and half the raid soak the other, and vice versa. Although that doesn't really work if you've got tanks doing tank things. I'm not really sure about the scaling, and we'll have to see. As I said in the quiz, the maximum amount I know to soak is 8, but I don't know whether it will clear a variable amount of soaks if you're in a low group size. So the dragons fly away, and there's some kind of intermission. You got a big piss barrier on the floor. It spawns an ad in the middle that you got to blast. This is big AoE damage, so everyone's popping defensives. We're doing big healing cooldowns. We've got a Zephyr and Rally going, etc., etc., etc. There's a debuff that comes out. You basically get the debuff and you stand at the edge of the circle, obviously still in the circle, but as much as the edge as possible. If everyone does that properly, there's just plenty of space in here and no one has to worry about anything. If these guys are retards and don't actually want to stand at the edge of the circle, they can watch us do the rest of the raid. No, I'm joking. We'll just shout at them and make them go to the edge. But this is really important. You actually go and stand at the edge. If your melee get fucked to your pass, you're going to stand at the edge. This ad does have a lot of health though, so it's probably worth saving CDs for this ad as much as you obviously want to blast the dragon. So we'll probably lust on pull and then wait for CDs to kill this ad as quickly as possible. I believe if you can max range, just like Soul Hunters, you can just still fight the dragons. If you want to blast the dragon still, they're still there to blast, so split cleavers are going to be even more on top, imagine. I think that's it. I don't know if anyone else has seen anything about this intermission that's really important at all. W shit, and then we repeat it, and then we keep on repeating it until boss dead. Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone that's seen anything here that I've got wrong or they want to add to it. I can get a MoM tag. Let's go. Hells yeah. Next up on the list is Paladins. Mate, this fight's such a dogshit mess. There's probably quite a lot that you could probably tell me is going on that I don't know is going on here. It was just too much mechanic vomit for me. I had a brain aneurysm and stopped for a little bit, but I think I've covered all the main things. So basically, we're just going to tank around the edge of the room, go around in a circle. As the bosses get to 100 energy, they run away and do a special attack. We just need to not stand in the goo whilst they do it. Need to make sure we're outside the range of gooping before it even goops. Yeah, that's it really for that. They all do different specials, but all of the different specials are completely irrelevant. So we have some Blessed Hammer split soaks. Basically, we all split soak together. I mean, these could be a little bit more in. I'm just fucking memeing as to where I put the people. But we basically all do the split soaks, and then we run away. Looks like this mechanic's immunable, so I mean, I've used Dave as an example here, but it could be any one of you with an immunity, just like Soul Hunters. Just say you're immune in it. That sounds great. We will just have the groups very simply in 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you just go to your assigned groups. So group 1 will go here, group 2 will go here, group 3 here, and group 4 here. But if Dave says, I'm immune in group 4, it'd be really nice if those guys went and soaked the other ones, so we're all happy. Looks like it's solo immunable. You got 2 options. If it isn't, 1, Dave dies instantly, we kill him. Oh, that's just gone forever, I shouldn't have done that. So, yeah, either it kills Dave or whoever that is, and then we'll learn that it isn't. Get fucked first night, that's funny. Or secondly, you need a minimum number of 3 people or whatever to soak it, and then we all die, and then not just Dave. Yeah, we'll find that out when we get there. I don't know if anyone's seen anything special about Blessed Hammers that I haven't covered here. No, decent. What else have we got? Boss does a Divine Toll at points. If you get targeted by Divine Toll, stand the fuck still. Don't run around. Divine Toll hits people on the way through. Obviously, if you're not targeted, don't be in the path of the shield. If you are targeted, don't move to kill people. Simple as that. That's literally it. The big man gets a steed, which is he just runs. I don't think... is that a tank mechanic on its own, Shiltar or Siri? Have you seen what's going on? For it, like, I watched like multiple guys, and it doesn't seem like it does anything to the raid group apart from maybe charges over people and does a little bit of damage. I don't know.
Let me check quickly in the journal, but from what I saw, it doesn't look like a tank mechanic. So
I think it just does nothing. I've really tried to look into it, but it doesn't seem like it does anything at all.
no, it's just judgment, damage, final verdicts. Those are tank mechanics, nothing more.
Right, okay. Well, yeah, God knows. If anyone sees anything that the elephant guy actually does after he does his Divine Steed, that'd be great to know. Looks like he does shit all. All of their specials are boring as hell. They run to the edge, shoot out fucking lasers or circles or whatever, just dodge it, right? Probably gonna last at 30% or something like that. Just to push one all the way down. But honestly, whatever liquid do, we do, because fuck knows what you're actually meant to do at this point. Otherwise,
Yeah, on beta you could mass spell it, so we should test it if that's still possible. Then we should just list on pull for optimized damage.
well, you can master spell the...
On beta you could, yes. You could mass spell the bubbles that they do when you lust.
Okay. I would be surprised if that hits live. But,
Me too.
yeah, we should test it anyway. Good stuff. I don't know if anyone's seen any more about this. I've probably missed some things, so this is the one that I'm mostly looking at people to say, hey, seen this. This is really good. No, sweet. Even better. Love to see it. Let's save changes. I don't think I've changed anything, but yeah. Again, please just write shit in here if you see something going on. What have I got? Haven't really seen much about Illyria yet. Waiting for release day, and this is all gonna be populated basically on the day. I don't think there's much worth in speculating about it just yet. I don't know if anyone's seen anything specific that they want to talk about on this boss that they've read in the dungeon journal and they think is super relevant before we just move on.
No. Can I add
Hell.
one thing about the paladins, by the way?
Oh yeah, of course you can.
So the commander also has Avenging Red buff that increases the damage done. If you force bubble, he cannot do that for 2.5 minutes because he gets debuff. That should be how it works. Because he gets 4 burns.
Wait. So I thought he Avenging Raft when the other two bubbled, right?
Does he?
I believe that when the other two bubble, he Avenging Rafts instead.
Okay, then it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, indeed. Good stuff. I might look into that just to make sure, but I'm pretty certain that he just Avenging Rafts when these two bubble. Otherwise, I scammed people on the quiz. Get fucked. What have we got? Oh, this is the dreamy boy. Did I do the mythic one here, or did I just do the heroic? Oh, this is just the heroic one. Decent. So we're gonna obviously split into 2 groups. There'll be an upstairs, there'll be a downstairs. Happy days. First group will go to this corner, and so can go downstairs. The other group will do it at the far side when they get there. We're downstairs. There's some ads. We want to keep the ads as close to the goop on the floor as possible whilst we kill the ads downstairs, because they also leave shit on the ground. It's as simple as that. The ads will go upstairs at 50% health, and the guys upstairs are going to focus themselves on killing these ads, especially this big boy in the middle. We should have 2 ringer pieces, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we should be able to ring a piece alternately to make sure that these can't get to the boss. That's probably overkill for normal and heroic, but we're going to do it anyway to be safe, boys. Doesn't look like these ads do anything. I think you can interrupt these little ads, but it's just fucking ads on the boss, right? You will get a dispel, or you'll get a debuff on you to be dispelled. You have to run on top of the puddles to dispel yourself. You're going to call it as well. You're going to say, hey, could you dispel Beebs, please, or whoever the hell it is. Please make sure you overlap on the puddles on the ground. Then we maximise that. Then we swap groups and do the same, but the other way round, right? Then he's got a little intermission. So apparently you can bait the breath, and if you stand in a rough line, he'll try and do his breath along that line. We can try a little bit in normal to get this to happen. But really, honestly, it looks broken as hell, and I've not seen other guilds do it effectively in testing or whatever, so we can assume that it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I just don't think it matters anyway, but it's just of note that it is there, and there's possibly some baiting to be done. He obviously puts yellow shit on the ground, spawns ads, we kill the ads, group them up and kill them, like just off center, probably group them up like here, just off center, and do it or whatever. If we do take them all the way off to one side, it's probably worth saying that all the melee will all be on one side and all the ranged on the other, and we'll try and split groups that way for intermission. We'll find out in normal, though, what's necessary and what's not. I think we can probably just blast them, it'll be fine. Again, you'd want to, if it works, you'd want to stand in a line in a cross pattern so you can get the second one to go through that way. When after the second set goes through, you get your first dispel, so Petskew in this case is going to run into the middle and be like, hey, dispel me, please, and then he's going to explode in the middle, and we're going to dispel this big area of yellow goop. Happy days. Everyone else is killing ads, right? Doesn't really matter. This is why I said again, probably want all melee to be on one side and here, so we can pull all the ads into one area, and then all the range and stuff can shoot from wherever they want. So we'll probably have one of the tanks targeted with a little X above his head, and he's going to be the one all the melee follows to get this done. And then we'll probably have it so melee follow the X on his head, and then all the range try and go opposite side to that. Yeah. Then he does... Oh, right. After we clear it, obviously we're just going to group all the ads up together and do it. We're probably all blasting in one spot, so you can assume that the final breath will be there. We kind of want to bait the final breath out towards the edge of the room this way. If we bait the final breath across the middle here, that'd be very sad. We want to bait it out to the edge-ish. I've put it here because I think that's what's realistic, but if we can get a bit further to the edge, that's okay. I believe there might be a second dispel at the end of the intermission, but it didn't look consistent between Heroic and Mythic testing whether you get 2 dispels before the third breath, or you get 1 dispel on the second breath and 1 dispel on the third breath. It was kind of hard to judge. It might be people being late with dispels, and that's why they had 1 on the third breath, but I don't know. We'll find out at the time. I think it's also really important to note that there might be a very specific method of baiting and stuff like that in this intermission to completely invalidate all the mechanics. We will have to wait and see. Oh yeah, look, here's the end of the intermission. I believe that you get the final dispel to clean up, and then we repeat with less room. I don't know if anyone's seen any cool and exciting tech on this boss that we can talk about.
The beta was laggy as fuck when I watched.
Yeah. Well, I think the other issue on the beta was, I believe that if you let all the ads walk into the boss, he gets up to 3 charges of a buff that makes him stronger, right? And
Yeah.
on the beta, it was just auto-applying all 3 charges of that buff, even if you killed all the ads. So that wasn't great. They had some real issues here. I think the other important thing that isn't that important is we can probably talk about Mythic a little bit because it's exciting and it's the easiest mechanic of all time. You basically will have a marker that might be X marker here or whatever. We'll have like X and blue, I don't know. So we'll have like similar to here, boss goes this side, boss goes this side, and we've got our upstairs and downstairs. We'll have our markers roughly in the middle here. Let's colour this blue. Kind of like the colour blue, why not? Hello, am I not allowed to copy? Oh, there you go. And then basically you'll have 2 downstairs people that get hit by the void, whatever. And then they'll be knocked up just like Demencius, and then 2 upstairs people will come and suck them down. I think there's also a mechanic where there's going to be twins, so everyone's going to have a twin that they can't stand on top of, so just the only thing to be wary of here is you don't go stand on your twin to suck them down. I think that's probably where things are meant to go bad on this mechanic and make it a bit harder than just completely brain dead. One extra mechanic. Who knows? But yeah, that's very exciting. I think this boss is going to be fairly easy on Mythic. Seems pretty straightforward. But yeah, we'll just have 2 stack markers there and do one and the other. Any more on this boss? Hell yeah.
Like, are we sure this is like 4th boss level difficulty? Because there is a shitload of things to do. So it seems like it will be like 6th boss.
I think this is going to be 4th boss difficulty. So there is a fair amount to do, but it's all fairly brain dead, right? Like spawn ads, kill boss. It's like this boss reminds me of Bloodbound Horror so much that it's just Bloodbound Horror, isn't it? You know, you know what I mean. I think
Yeah, we are also talking about 2 phases at once, while you're never fighting 2 phases, right? You're always in 1 phase, so.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of boss shooting time, or a lot more boss shooting time than it looks at first glance here, but just because it is. I honestly think that this could be like 3rd boss difficulty. It really depends on balance tuning, but boss looks fairly easy to me.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think the
We'll
most.
find out during Heroic Week.
Yeah, I think Heroic will definitely be a good judge of where that sits-ish on the difficulty scale. I'd already clicked it. I've got the less cool burb. Does it drop a mount, by the way? Is there Ashes of Bellerin? Or is it just that? Oh,
Isn't it the last boss on Mythic? I think it's the last boss on Mythic.
Oh, it gives you Ashes, the last boss Mythic. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh shit, that looks sick.
Yeah, it's the cutting edge mode.
Okay, I didn't realise that. I thought it might just be a drop from the boss as a callback
Nope,
to
it's
actually a law.
You get the half light, half void chicken.
Hell yeah. So it's just Sprocket Monger again, right? We've got a positive and a negative charge, but it's light and void this time. It's going to dictate what you do. Yellow boys will split soak the yellow puddle. That's it. Yellow frontal bad, obviously, for everyone. Not just the yellow boys or the purple boys. For everyone. Yellow puddle bad. Yellow frontal bad. Did I? Oh wow, I basically overlapped that slide. Good stuff. Not under the boss. Under the soak. Basically, after the yellow frontal happens, he'll put an egg on the floor. We kill the egg. I believe. If you don't kill the egg, it spawns a burb. But you kill the egg, or if we don't kill it quick enough, we kill the burb. So that's basically simple shit. I don't think we need to talk about that too much. God, this is really confusing, but not too confusing. So there'll be a voidy beam pointing towards a voidy boy and a lighty beam pointing towards a lighty boy. If you see a light beam towards a light boy and you're a void boy, you stand in the middle, and vice versa. If you see a blue beam and you're a yellow boy, you stand in the middle. Press a defensive as well if you're either the person targeted or the person standing in the middle, but I don't think it gets more complex than that. These do overlap all the time. I believe the key is that they're going to try and overlap these with other mechanics as well. But again, the timings aren't set in stone. We'll just have to see what happens. Here we go. So you get these lines that go across the room. And if you're a yellow boy, you soak a yellow orb. It creates a hole and everyone else can go through. Vice versa with the blue circles and blue boys, but that only happens in the second phase one. You only get light mechanics in the first phase one, and then in the second you get light and blue mechanics. So get fucked if you get assigned a yellow at first. Your DPS is going to be doggo for the entire fight. Rip your pass as soon as you get assigned yellow. We probably want to clear 2 or 3.
Are the orbs going like back and forth, or just they doing like
No,
one way and
they
then
just
stopping?
they just go one way all the way across the room. Just do a single sweep. There is a point where it's a group where you might have this, but blue coming the other way, so blue boys will have to soak this side and yellow boys will have to soak that side. And in that situation, I'll probably make a call out to say we should clear here and here, so everyone knows that we're clearing the right spot and we can all go through, or we can stand as still as possible rather than running all the way down here, going through this one and running all the way across to get through the other side, etc, etc. Yep, is what it is.
Would it not be easier to just do assign one to do the same same orb every time? So we always run through the same bit. Surely that just keeps it kind of neater.
I believe the boss isn't always going to be in the same position. I mean, you can say generally just do it around where the boss is.
Yeah, okay.
But I think
it deals damage as well.
What, when you pop one of the orbs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be raid damage when we pop 2 or 3, but I think it's better to pop 2 or 3 and get on with it. I think, Colin, in the case that we just mentioned, we'll probably have a red side and a blue side, and we'll say pop red side orbs or blue side orbs. It's probably how we're going to do it. Yeah. Then the intermission happens. Go on.
Did you add the interrupt mechanic as well in stage 1?
No. You just
because he does spawn ads that cast, and they have a normal cast that just deals damage to you. So like target damage, it's just light blast, void blast. But the light and void ember also cast void eruption, and that one is deadly. That goes basically boom. But the interrupt mechanics is that only light can interrupt the light ember, and void can only interrupt the void ember. You cannot interrupt each other.
Right. Do you know if it explodes if you try and interrupt the wrong one, or will it just not let you?
That I don't know, but could be potentially, yes.
No, that's good. See, I missed something. I'm glad we did this. I missed something, and we're in there. That's good shit. I don't know how to choose this guy. Right, and then we'll say... good shit. I don't think I can spell interrupt, but we're gonna go with it. We're rolling with it. Where were we? Get to the intermission. Burb becomes an egg. The egg is the real health of the boss. The actual Burb's health is completely irrelevant. We just blast the egg as much as possible in this phase. You keep all cooldowns for this phase. This is the actual burn phase. You literally keep all cooldowns for this phase. And you got yellow and blue segments. Need I say more? Should just be able to stand near an edge and do it. Like I don't know. It's just segments on the floor. Hopefully we can handle that between us. So end of intermission happens. That's when you get your color change mechanic. Like I assume 2 people each side will get a color change. Be careful of that. These cool things. Void dive, lovely. And then what happens after that is we just get 2 soaks instead of 1. So where we just had yellow in the first P1, now we have yellow and blue, and you got 2 sets of people doing soaks, 2 eggs, 2 burbs. Shouldn't be that much harder though. You just got an extra group soak and an extra burb. I believe, as I said in the first P1, you only get the yellow mechanics. It's after the second P1 you'll get all the blue mechanics, so you'll get a blue set of orbs as well as the yellow set. And then after that you just repeat until the boss is dead. Does anyone have anything else I missed? Should probably write that in there. Any more for any more on the Child of Allah. Sweet, that's the good shit. This boss, another boss where I'm not gonna fill it all in until we get there, or until the raid day releases and we can see actually what's going on with the boss. It's probably gonna be a fucking absolute arsehole boss to do. I'll probably on the Tuesday make a watch party on the end of Heroic Week, coming off the back of our officer meeting that we're going to do on the day, because we can hope to dear God that before we all go to bed for the night, Liquid get in there on Heroic and start doing some Heroic splits of it. Maybe that won't happen until after the Tuesday night, but we can hope for the best. Yeah, if we can, there'll be like a watch party going on so we can watch this last boss. I might do the same for Illyria, so we can watch them do that boss as well. I'll probably mention closer to the time if it looks like that's a possibility. But there is a little bit we know about this boss because we saw a little bit of it in testing. He will do 4 shapes in an order. They're definitely not circle, triangle, cross, and square, but we can assume they're circle, triangle, cross, and square. Need to remember those. Then people will have those markers above their heads, and we need to stand in a right order. So there'll be a big sweep that goes all the way around the boss in a 360. Well, I don't believe it's 360. I believe it's only 270. I think it finishes like there-ish, basically. So it goes around like that, and then it's got to bash these guys and dispel them in the right order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or we're all dead. Seems to be the key mechanic of phase 1. Not too bad. I don't think this probably even needs callouts. Like, I think it does raid-wide damage every time you explode one of these. So they do need to be a little bit separated to not absolutely fuck us. But it should be easy enough to work out on its own. We'll probably, regardless of the colour, use markers to say this is position 1, this is position 2, this is position 3, and this is position 4, or something like that. So even if the assignments are different, the positions will still be in the same place to spread the cleave damage as much as possible. It really depends on how much it hurts. This single mechanic could be the, oh no, we need to bring 8 healers for Heroic again mechanic. Who the fuck knows, right? Then we've got 3 ads that start spinning around the boss. Looks like the boss has got 99% damage reduction when these 3 ads are spinning around the boss. And it looks like you can't kill the ads, only spam interrupt them. So I would assume that we just spam interrupt it, honestly. I think it's probably not going to be hard assigned, but I'd imagine we'd split the room into 3 groups. Say we'd have like a red group, a blue group, and a green group that spawn like that. or the other way round, because that's not how the ads spawn. And then the red group guys would be in charge of spam interrupting this ad. Green group guys would be in charge of spam interrupting this ad. Blue group guys, etc., etc. Right? Yeah, that's it. I didn't see anyone get further than this in testing, so I don't know if anyone else did.
They got to an intermission, but then it kind of just went to shit and they all died. And then they got kicked out.
Yeah.
It's like using portals to get across the room and stuff, but they didn't really know what was going on, so you didn't see a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I watched people wipe straight away on that. And was
They
like,
just kind of went like, "What the fuck is going on?" and then died, and then they got kicked out. Like,
yeah. Yeah. Sexy times. Did anyone see anything else on P1 of this that I've missed? Is there any tank mechanics I didn't see or anything like that?
I would say also like the testing on this boss wasn't intentional. It was actually a mistake from what I understand. They didn't want it to be open.
No,
so I would not take any of this as like a final thing because they probably didn't want to even show it to people.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Thus concludes going through these. As I say, if you see any more information, please dump it in. Please dump it in the chat where we've got all the raid plans and discussions. Any info is good for me to fill out these raid plans a bit better. Also, as I say, this one was just like a brief run through of Heroic. Make sure there isn't anything glaringly obvious that I've missed. But next week, as I say, we'll probably take around the same amount of time, but only focus on 3 or 4 bosses. And my raid plans for those aren't done yet, so you can't see them. But when I say not done, I mean they're not finished rather than not started. And yeah, we'll probably go through in a bit more of a timer-based way. Like the raid plans will be, hey, at this point we do this, at this point we do this, and it'll be a lot more timelines than these ones are. This is just a general, like, it's Heroic. If you fuck up Heroic, what you doing here type situation. Yeah, Mythic will be a lot more of a deep dive, and we'll probably look at things a lot more closely and be a bit more specific with our assignments and stuff like that at the time. So yeah, do expect more open conversation next week than me talking at you this week. I obviously love the sound of my own voice, but hate talking at people for an hour. I can imagine it's not the best use of your time. I'm sure you're all gagging to get back into M0. But yeah, thanks for turning up. Do let me know if you see anything. It's all very exciting times.
Thank you for going through for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
As much.
At all.
Jacob, George,
Thank
if
you
you
for that.
let's carry on. You carry on, bro.
Me?
you carry on.
I wasn't talking.
All
Carry
right.
on, Colin. You can talk.
I was gonna say if you two jump on, I'm just gonna put the dog to bed and then I'll be on. Just give me like 5 minutes.
Put the dog to bed. Just choke it out. Like,
True.
Oh my son.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Check out dog.
fucking putting the dog to bed's another fucking weird one as well. Like, what the fuck?
Hey, put it to sleep, mate. Fuck
We're
you.
gonna put you to
Yeah,
bed, Ash.
he's a puppy. I gotta put him to bed, man.
Choke him out, yeah. Like, just give him the 1-2. Good night.
Mate, he's tiny.
I've seen him.
1-2.
Ah, good times.
Give him the fucking 1-2, boy.
Give him the 1-2. Fuck you. They don't get any good items from Mythic Zeros.
I haven't started it yet. Well, we
I've done
did
my first
arrange.
tour already.
We arranged a pre-made group yesterday. It had this fucking DK tank in it, then everything, and fucking.
Yeah, it's
Ditched
gone.
everyone this morning. Well,
I didn't
dude.
play this morning. I played this afternoon.
Regardless.
Always that DK, man. Always that DK.
Oh yeah.
I managed to
Bumbleclats.
get each of my items a replica item. So I got a helmet, I've got a neck, and I've got a belt. So that's nice.